All right, so we're back. I'm really excited for this one. We have a student who decided to do a podcast that sort of is like one bit audio drama, one bit kind of like an interesting perspective on crimes, interesting crimes that maybe have happened in the past, historical ones, maybe things that people have heard about, ones that maybe you haven't. But he finds interesting ones. They could have to do with kind of elaborate schemes, something that maybe you would feel you'd see in a movie, but these are actually real. It's kind of fun. So Patterson's going to jump in. And he's going to tell you a story for this week, a crime. And this is the maiden voyage of his full episode. So we're looking forward to this one. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it along to him.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Crime Scene Podcast. Every week, we post a podcast about a crime case, murder, or robbery. Sometimes these are famous cases, and other times they are less frequently known. This is episode 1, and I'm Patterson. Welcome to the show. Let's jump right in. Have you ever heard of someone pulling off the perfect disguise? Not just a Halloween costume or a prank, but a real-life con that fooled trained professionals. Well, in this criminal case, 2 robbers did exactly that. They dressed up as police officers and pulled off one of the biggest art heists in American history. Were they successful? Let's just say the mystery still hasn't been solved. Welcome to the crime scene. The year was 1990. The place? Boston, Massachusetts. It's the early hours of March 18th, the day after St. Patrick's Day. Most of the city is quiet, recovering from a long night of celebration. But at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, something very different is about to happen. This museum isn't any old building. It holds priceless works of art, paintings from Rembrandt, Degas, Vermeer. We're talking $500 million worth of beauty hanging on its walls. At around 1:24 a.m., a van pulls up to the museum's side entrance. 2 men step out. They're wearing police uniforms, badges, hats, radios. To any passerby, they look completely legit, but they're not. They knock on the door. Inside, 2 security guards, young guys, probably tired, maybe bored, check the cameras. They see the uniforms. They hear the words. We're here about a disturbance call. The guards open the door. Big mistake. In a matter of minutes, the fake officers overpower them. They're handcuffed, duct taped, taken to the basement. One of them is told, "This is a robbery. Don't do anything stupid." With the guards out the way, the museum is wide open. The thieves head straight for their targets. Rembrandt's storm on the sea of Degas sketches. 13 works of art in total, carefully removed from their frames. Some even cut right out with a blade. They move fast and methodical, almost like they rehearsed it. They wrapped the artwork in cloth. No alarms, no noise. The whole thing lasted about 81 minutes. They reached the van and they sped off into the dark of night. After that, they're gone, nowhere to be seen. It took until morning until the guards realized that they've been robbed. The guards from last night were still tied up in the basement. The security footage? Mysteriously glitchy, nothing useful. No fingerprints, no credible leads. The paintings? Never recovered. And the robbers? Never found. The mastermind behind the heist was never caught. This heist will remain a mystery to this day. Over 30 years later, this is still considered one of the greatest unsolved art heists of all time. No one knows who did it. The FBI has suspects. The museum offers a $10 million reward, but the art and the thieves remain missing. This wasn't just a robbery, it was a performance, a con, a vanishing act worthy of a movie. The next time you go to a museum, think of this podcast and think about what might be happening around you. Thanks for listening to the Crime Scene Podcast. If you like this episode, stay tuned because we've got plenty more jaw-dropping crime cases to explore. I'm your host, Patterson, and remember, not every masterpiece hangs on a wall. The views and opinions expressed in these recordings do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Herrick School District. This podcast is a production of Herrick Studios with Mr. Height and Content Creation Foundation's 8th grade elective.